So all of you are coming to this class not for the first time. So the teaching is very simple. You have to see God in everything. And God at the end of the day is love. So you have to see everything as love. And when you are able to see everything as love, then you don't have any anger. Even if whatever happened, it hurt you, it hurt your life, it hurt your self-esteem, it hurt your physically, morally, in whichever way. This is a spiritual class. And sometimes this is not an easy class. It is not an easy class. It seems, but it is not. Sometimes a person came to me and he says, I would like to be very successful in life, but I would like to be enlightened and meditation and kundalini and I want to understand all these things. Yes, and he thought that because he had made some money, his thinking was that meditation, etc., is exactly like that. Some techniques, some force of willpower, and he will have enlightenment, and then he will be able to boast about it. You know what? I'm enlightened. That's all that the focus was. So it was like, I heard that you conduct some meditation, etc. So yeah, how about that? I want to learn some meditation. It seems to be cool. It is, yeah, it seems to be cool. So many people are good-looking people are carrying these yoga mats and drinking water from really very, very, I would say, uh, companies which are making these water bottles are moksha and kundalini and enlightenment in different languages, so that if you drink, it's just a water bottle. Just like if you buy beads from some Chinese company, it will cost you 25 cents or 50 cents on the Amazon. But if you call it meditation beads, I have seen those prices of those 25 cents go to $200. Just because you take beads and then you call them meditation special beads, and you can sell them on Amazon for $200. And there are people, if you say this bead is really special, it will give you a trance or this, etc., people will accept it. Why not? So the thing is, it's just beads. So this person was looking for the cool thing because you pay more for cool, so it's cool. And yoga seems to be cool, and there are a lot of cool looking guys over there. And he came, why not? I was available. So I want to be like, I want to learn meditation, etc. And basically, I want to be enlightened. And you could make out that the urge was, I want to be okay. That's okay, whatever your driver. So I said, it's very, before we start meditation, I just have one small job for you to do. And he said, okay, no issues. I said, before you do meditation, one small exercise, just close your eyes. Yeah, that's easy. I'll close my eyes. Mm, Imagine that you are washing, just imagine that you're washing the feet of your mother. He became so angry. What is this? I want enlightenment. What does this has to do with enlightenment? You are asking me to imagine washing the feet of my mother. What stupidity is this? And he became really mad at me. I told him, I haven't really asked you to do anything. I just asked you to imagine something. Imagine that you're washing the feet of your mother. And was he had two, this was his third wife or something like that. You can make out that the gentleman has a lot of anger at the ladies in his life, so he keeps on going for switching from one to another, looking for whatever he's looking for. But the anger at his mother was something that was irreconcilable. So when you come for a meditation class like this, it's not easy, because the first and foremost thing is, when I'm asking you, see everything like God and this and that, what is the meaning of it? The meaning is that everything that has happened in your life You have to see it as an expression of love. If you are not able to see everything that has happened in your life as an expression of love, no matter what technique you do, no matter what you're doing, it's not working out. If you do nothing, no meditation, no omka, no prayer, but you have no anger at anyone in your life and you're seeing everything in your life as an act of love, you are automatically enlightened. So, whatever makes you angry, whatever makes you uncomfortable, you do something about it. If you feel, oh, Black Lives Matter, you give some donation or you act and you think and you, whatever you can do, you do. But if after whatever you have done, things don't change, you keep on doing that, but inside yourself, you accept maybe that wasn't the best, but there are certain things that when you keep on fighting, that stress inside you of this fighting inside yourself because you're not accepting everything as love, that's what leads to diseases. So as it is, even if you pray and you meditate and all that, diseases are going to be are a part of life. There is no guru or no spiritual teacher who did not die, but neither is there any doctor who is living forever. The body has got an expiry date. It's okay. So when the teaching is that you see only God everywhere, for you, the spiritual seekers, the intent is that you see all your relationships, mother, father, everything that has happened, everything that is happening, everything that will happen, things that you cannot change. You see them as a grace full of love from God, a present. It may look even like cancer. It may look like health. It may look like cancer. But if you cannot avoid it, then you have to accept it with grace as an act of love. Because even if, for example, I'm not going to give you, but even if some, let's say today or tomorrow, I'm 57, if cancer hits out, etc., what am I going to do? Start hitting out at the same cancer cells? They are also a part of my body. So I have to accept whatever is happening, whatever will happen, things that I cannot change as an act of love. Okay, some people are not able to hear. I'll have to hold on for a minute. So when the teaching is that you have to, everything is divine, everything is based on the creator, everything is an extension of the creator. It also means that everything in your life which has happened, because you cannot unchange that, everything that has happened in your life is perfect, is an expression of divine grace. Even if it looks like being losing a relationship, losing work, losing money, losing respect in the eyes of the other. If that has happened, you have to see God not only in the universe that are surrounds you, but in everything, in every second that is happening in your life, has happened, will happen. You have to see it as grace of God. That's the one simple thing. So when you see everything as an act of love, then your heart cannot have any anger, pain, fear. And then your health is maintained for a longer period of time. And even when your body starts to have issues, you will be able to manage it. Now, 3,000 years ago, a king called the most intelligent man on his kingdom. And the person was a priest. So in India, there are gradations of casteism was there. It's basically delegation of work, segregation of duties. So Brahmins were the ones who work with Sanskrit and they know the scripture. They are the priesthood. Then you have the soldiers and the warriors and the rulers. The soldiers, rulers, and the warriors are one caste. And then you have the traders, and then you have the lowest one, which is also untouchables, they were called. So these are the lowest proletariat, and they did have really bad lives. They were at the lowest rungs, and the others exploited them. And that was the way that it was in India. And it was born out of a misinterpretation. But it was started off as a delegation of duties, and somehow it became hierarchical. But in the originals, it was all supposed to be just four different people doing different jobs. And that led to a lot of exploitation. But in our story, the point is that everything and everyone is changing. So the king calls his head priest, supposed to be the wisest man in the kingdom, and says, I have three questions of you, and you have 1 day to think about it. And these three questions are, where is God? All your teachings are about God and this and that. So where is God? That's the first question. And the second question is, why don't I see him? All the scriptures are about God being everywhere, God here, God in form of Shiva, Vishnu, Ram, Buddha, but I don't see. And the third, if there is a God, what the heck is he doing? What's his job? What does he do? So these three questions have troubled humanity for more than 3,000 years, probably for even 5,000 years. So the king asked him three questions and said, if you do not answer me tomorrow, then your head is going to be chopped off. So the learned wise man, he goes back to his home, and he's, of course, he has lost his appetite, and his small son comes and, Father, what's wrong with you? And in those times, fathers used to be like, sons used to be accompanying fathers when they are doing rituals. So he was born into a family of priests. So he says, the priest says, like, today might be my last date. Like, tomorrow I have to answer these three questions to the king. So the son says, let me go in your place. I will go the answer. And the father says, are you sure? He says, yeah, I will answer the king. I will manage it. So the son goes to the king the next day. And the king says, well, you have taken your father's place, but the question remains the same. I cannot have any pity for, even though you are a child, you represent your father, and my conditions are very simple. Your father has been living on my expenses as the wisest man and the head priest, and has got this, lives inside near the palace and all that. So my three questions, which as a learned man he has to be able to answer, is the same. Where is God? Why don't I see him? And what does he do all day? The child says, okay, bring me milk. And that's how he wants to drink. He says, no, just bring me milk. And the king's servants bring milk, and he asks them to churn. So that's when you churn, basically what you're doing is you are clarifying the milk so that butter comes out of it, basically. That churning leads to, and that's a standard way of making butter in ancient India and even now. So they churn the glass with milk, and after some time, froth appears and butter comes out of it. So the child says to the king, where do you think is the milk is gone? The king says, it's in the butter. The child says, this answers your first two questions, basically. He says, how? He says, just so that out of the milk, butter has come, so has the creation come out of the source, and the milk is just taken up the part of the butter. That's all. Making things about it. Okay, then why don't I see it? And you have to be also to be able to ask yourself, why don't we see God? If the teaching is saying that in everything and everywhere there is God, why don't we see it? And the child answers to the God, to the king. You don't see because you live a life of comfort. Your life has not had enough churning. So your heart is not pure. To have a pure heart, you have to go through discomfort. You have to go through pain. And if you have lived in comfort, especially in physical comfort, if you have lived in physical comfort, there is no way that you're going to be able to see God. There is a very solid reason why Buddha had to leave the palace to achieve enlightenment. Till he was in the palace, his father knew about the prophecy that if he can become a great saint, and for that he would have to renounce his kingdom. So his father, the king's Buddha's father, ensured that he had only comfort and never saw death or poverty. And when Buddha was old, at one time he snuck out of the palace because he got tired of the comfort and everything. He wanted to see the external world. And he saw someone who was very poor. And he said, "What's your name?" And his person's name translated as being rich. And the other person, next time he snuck out, he saw someone who was dead, and his name was like forever living. But the Eastern names have got meanings behind them. And after that, Buddha got frustrated and started looking for enlightenment. But till that time, he was in a palace, surrounded by comfort. There was no churning. So until and unless we have churning in our life, we cannot see God. And if we have churning and then we start blaming others, then we absolutely can never see God. But in the churning, the changes in our lives with which we are not comfortable with, make us see the emptiness of the material world that money could not really have solved. If you have had a relationship problem, whether you have millions or billions, if your heart is love someone and that person doesn't love you back, how is that going to be? Money is not going to be solving that. Do not think that rich people or millionaires or billionaires do not have heartbreaks and do not have that journey. They also have it. But they are surrounded by comfort. So they have their own other set of challenges. But do not think in terms of envying them or being jealous, etc. They just have physical comforts more. And these physical comforts can make them even less, I would say, spiritual or just fake sort of spirituality that I want to learn meditation. But imagine just washing the feet of your mother as a sign of respect because he had problem with women. No, he couldn't. In fact, there was so much anger, even at me for requesting certain such a thing. I cannot because we cannot let go of our anger. We start living in anger. Now, the third question was the first one was where is God? So the child had the milk churned into butter. So okay, so God is everywhere, but this whole creation is God, but in a different way. We don't see it because our hearts are not pure. We are not really aligned with the grace of God. But whatever changes in our life we felt uncomfortable with made us see the emptiness of the non-spiritual materialist world, and that's why we are in a spiritual class. Each one of us has got a driver, something that made us attend this class, seeing that the material world, either if even if we would focus ourselves fully and make more money or less money, or have more relationship or less relation, something is out there that does not lead us to the sense of peace. That's why people become spiritual. That's why we are in this class. And in this class, it is a tough class, because the basic requirement is trying to see God in everyone, and therefore not have anger at anyone, including at yourself, and especially at if you have anger, at the father or mother or some partner or something, it will get reflected. Then it's not spiritualism. Because spiritualism means focus on the spirit, seeing the spirit of God in everything, everywhere. Just like the child showed to the king, that when the milk became butter, milk has changed its nature, but underneath it is the same. And the king couldn't see it because he lives a life of comfort. So just like us, we need a sense of purity in our heart to see God in everything, everywhere. Now comes the third. The king asks, okay. So I accept the first two answers, that okay. I do admit I'm a king. I have my own things going on, so I don't see God. But what does he do every day? Child says, okay, I want to sit in the throne of the king for a few minutes. The king is amazed. Why do you want to sit in the throne? He says, for a few minutes to answer you. And the king agrees. He wants this answer so desperately. That's what makes us spiritual. He says, okay, sit. So the child becomes, as a prerogative, he gets to be a king for a few minutes. And now the king is without a throne. So technically, he's not a king at that point. And he says, this is what God does. And the king asks, what do you mean? He says, 5 minutes ago, I was a nobody, and now I am a king. And you are a king, and now you are a nobody. That's what God is continually doing, throwing us up and down. Throughout lives, we are going through oscillations of up, down, up, down, up, down. And when we are not, we are fooling ourselves. Each moment, we are getting closer to our physical death. So we are again going down. Whether we admit, the time may seem to be as fast or slow, but we are always going up and down. So God is that huge change maker, inducing huge changes. The universe is moving, everything is moving, your life is moving, your way of thinking is moving and changing. But inside us is something in reference to which nothing ever changes. The underlying. So right now, we are going to be using the name of Shiva, the eternal symbol of meditation and acceptance of everything that is poisonous. Around Shiva's neck is the snake, and snake has got it symbolizes the energy inside us, but it also symbolizes the awakening, the opening up. So from the tail of your tailbone, imagine, is the end of the snake. And above your head, when we say Shiva, you will imagine that your energy is opening like an umbrella. So from the lower part to the upper part, the energy is going to slowly crawling up and opening. That is what Kundalini energy is, and that is what Kriya energy means. Kriya Yoga, or all yogas, are basically communion with God. So opening ourselves from the lower end of the physical identification, where the sexual energy, taking it up, making our heart pure so that we see God in everything, everyone, especially in everything that has happened in our life, will happen, is happening. And then our consciousness of energy is opening like a snake. And the snake crawls up. So we are all going to be imagining that the lower, what I communicated was the clarity. Where is God? God is all the changes, making all the changes. So changes is what God function. And because of the changes, apparent changes, we don't see God. And everything in our life is changing, everything in the universe is changing. And with a pure heart, with an open heart, the knowledge will set us free so that we are able to see the divine blessing of Shiva in everything and everyone. So closing your mental eye, your closing your physical eyes, I want you to close or even your mental eyes, because I want you to, mental is pragmatical in the head. I want you to open your heart's one singular divine eye of love, of pure intuition, of seeing everything in and as love. Everything to be seen in and as love with the eye of the heart, not of the head. Om, imagine a small fire near the sexual organs. O, offer your energy with gratitude to the mother, Mother Earth, your biological mother, and to all the mothers. O, Ma, it's rising to the second energy center, and you offer love to all your partners. Partners is not only relationships, but anyone who has been in your life in any way. Ma. And now you're taking this sexual energy of the lower to the third energy center. Now, in the third energy center, your self-esteem is getting awakened as you understand that the father is the son. O is mother, gratitude to mother. Imagine that you are washing her feet, your mother, and the feet of all the mothers. Ma, you are washing the feet of all the people that you have met on the planet. It's an act of humility, of love, and so that your ego is killed. So that your ego, which says, I am important, this is important, other people are less, more, that sense needs to be killed. So be very, very humble in your thoughts first. Oh, wash the feet of your mother and all the mothers on, and you will immediately feel the relief. Immediate relief you will feel. Oh, just imagine that you are washing the feet of your biological mother so that you have no more anger at her. And the feet of all the mothers on the planet. Oh, it's very strong visualization. Ma, you are washing the feet of all the people that you're angry at. With humility, with love, and with gratitude for being able to serve. You are washing the feet of all the people in your life. Ma. Now you are washing the feet of all the father figures on the planet and your father. Now. O ma na. O ma na. O ma na. As you are washing the feet of mothers, all the people in your life, all the seen and unseen, all the father figures, your blocked energy, which was due to anger at other people, is now going up and creating a temple of love in your heart, a non-judgmental temple, where now you are washing the feet of God with gratitude for all that has happened in your life. O ma na mo. O mother's feet washing. Ma of all the people on the planet, especially in your life that you had anger at. Na washing the feet of all the fathers, biological and all the fathers and son. Mo, you are washing the feet of the Creator in total humility. Your ego is not there anymore. It's been killed by your servicing and being a slave of love to others and service to others. Your ego is now dead. Whatever is left is pure energy of love in the temple of your heart. She, your your throat, your communication is now going to be full only of humbleness. Va, you see yourself as a pure servant of love, washing the feet of all the mothers, all the father, all the people in your life, seen and unseen, of washing the feet of all the angels on the planet. Va, in the center of your forehead. See yourself washing the feet of all the angels, seen and unseen. Ya, just like the snake, the cobra's head opens up. See your energy expanding to infinity. Yeah, so that you become like Shiva. Om Namo Shiva. Om Namo Shiva. Once more, at every level, even if you do it for a microsecond, you see the visualization of your washing the feet. Oh, mother. Oh, ma of all the people in your life. Ma, na of all the father figures and father. Mo of all of God itself in your heart, because God is pure love. She communicating only love and willingness to serve, not being served, but willingness to serve. That is true communication. Va, in your mind's eye, see yourself washing the feet of all the angels, seen and unseen. Yeah, all this service, humility, and washing the feet of others as an act of love with gratitude opens your consciousness to the infinity of Kundalini. Kundalini is the ability to serve everyone unconditionally. That is the teaching of Shiva. He did not ask, oh, should I drink this poison only for some people? He drank it for the whole of humanity. And the snake means the ability to absorb the poison for the sake of others. Of course, there is negativity on the planet. It's part of being positive. So absorb the negativity so that the whole of humanity is free from any sort of negativity. Absorb it. You have the strength. And by this service, you open your consciousness to infinity of service, of love, light, and laughter. Do the visualization very fast. Even the intent to serve is enough. Om Namo Shiva. Om. Breathing in, visualizing the washing of the feet with intent, with the prayer, with the visualization. Take the energy up, up, up to your heart. Wash the feet of the Lord. Wash the feet of all the angels, seen and unseen. And automatic enlightenment. Automatic enlightenment. Nothing to be done. Just become free. Just become free. With your even thinking about being of service to others and humbly, with humility, washing their feet. This visualization will make you free of your ego, which is which is composed of anger, pain, fear, those things that do not let you see God in everything and everyone. Om Namo Shiva. 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 To be fully enlightened, visualize yourself washing the feet of any person with whom you had any anger, pain, fear, with anyone who you consider to be your enemy in any way. I'm washing the feet of all the people who hate me off, just to be on the safe side. Your heart has to be laughing, dear. Your heart has to be laughing with all this freedom. Om Namo Shiva. Om Namo Shiva. Om Namo Shiva. Om Namo Shiva. Om Namo. I can guarantee you that all of you are feeling a freedom, a very strange freedom. This freedom is enlightenment. When you have no more anger, this is the enlightenment. But to continue it, you have to be always in this, with this visualization of serving humbly others, and then you transform it into acts of love also in your life, and you're fully enlightened. As long as in your life you're doing acts of love, even as an imagination, it starts off with the imagination. And then you will see that in your life, you're all spiritual champions, that you can do it, that you are doing it. And that's the only thing worth doing on the planet. Spiritual acts of service for others, unconditional show of love. Not looking for some, oh, I want to have more money, I want to have more relationship, I want to have more. All those are stupid, childish things. All you have to do is visualize that you are washing the feet of everything and everyone. Mother, relationships, father, the Lord himself or herself, whichever way you imagine. Communicating as service, only love. In your mind's eye, washing the feet of all the angels who are guiding you right now. And then just after that, nothing to be done. After that, you're just expanding and opening. All that pain, fear, anger, those things which stopped you from seeing God, had stopped you from opening your consciousness. So now once you have washed the feet of the angels at a level of head, nothing more. Just be free and enjoy. Enjoy with a smiling heart. Om Namo Shiva. Om Namo Shiva. Breathing in, raise your energy to achieve communion and opening up so that you have the ability to see from your heart God in everything and everyone. Letting go of pain, fear, anger, doubts, so that at a level of head you are washing the feet of angels and automatically freeing and changing your personality. Om Namo Shiva. Om Namo Shiva. Om Namo Shiva. Be healed of your personality. Om Namo Shiva. Be healed of your previous modes of thinking. I need this, I want that, I'm angry, I have pain, I have fear. Be healed completely so that you become a healer for others. You become a role model for others. Always with a smiling heart. No matter what the oscillation in life is, taking you up and down, you enjoy the ride. Always with a smiling heart. Whether your personality cries or laughs, the knowledge of God in your heart will give you the ability to smile with your heart. Om Namo Shivaya. Always washing the feet of everyone on the planet, especially the people that you have anger at. And you will be healed. You are healing. You are totally being healed. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Different pictures of different people who have issues, their souls are reaching out to you. I swear to you, their souls are reaching out to you. Just wash their feet. Whoever comes in your mind, it's a real soul trying to, it's not your imagination anymore. Wash their feet. Be humble. Acknowledge their greatness. That's all that another soul wants. Acknowledge me. Okay, give it to them with love, and you will be healed. Your healing is at stake. Om Namo Shivaya. To be a healer, you have to become first healed. This practice is only for very, very advanced people. Om Namo Shivaya. 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 Om Namah Shivaya, washing the feet of Galia so that her head pain goes away. Om Namah Shivaya. Om. So the whole group is washing the feet of everyone in the group. And from the washing of the feet, All their pain and all their insecurities are being washed away. Om Namah Shivaji. Om Namah Shivaji. Om Namah Shivavir. Om Namah Shivahal. Om Namah Shivakati. Om Namah Shivaksan. Om Namah Shivapriti. Om Namah Shivakat. Om Namah Shivasveta. Om Namah Shivajini. Om Namah Shivarita. Om Namah Shivamarina. Om Namah Shivamila. Om Namah Shivahedar. Oh. Just do this visualization with Om Namah Shivaya as much as you can in the next few days. And you will be healed of any relationship issues, any pain, fear, anger that you have, so that you can go on to become a healer for others. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. And whosever thoughts come to your, these are not thoughts. This is you are working at an expanded consciousness level. So these thoughts are actually other souls reaching out. Hey, you need to be acknowledging the God in me, and you just have to say yes and wash the feet. Say yes and wash it. Whosever thought comes out in your mind, these are actual souls. And where do all these souls live? In your consciousness. So by washing the feet of everyone in your consciousness, you are humbling, you're killing your ego, the ego that stops you from seeing God in everything and everyone. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Good.